My name is Mike with Drive the Globe, and we are going to do a rig walk around of my 1994 Stewart Stevenson ex-military truck turned into my home on wheels for Phil at Waypoint Overland. Hi, Mike with Drive the Globe, and we are going to do a walk around today of my rig for Waypoint Overland. And we are on location here just outside of Mexican Hat, and it is a beautiful location. But let's go and take a look at the truck. We are looking at the outside of the truck here, and this is a 1994 former U.S. Army truck that I completely custom converted basically to my home on wheels, and it's really an RV now. I left the truck pretty stock. I added some underbody boxes on the outside. Obviously, I painted it orange, but originally it was a communications truck. So the actual windows and the box were already on the vehicle, and I didn't have to add that stuff. The biggest add-on to the truck is back here on the end, that 5-foot bump out where my bed section is. Once we go inside, you'll be able to see that, was added on. So this was originally called a van body, and it had 2 van doors in the back, like any other normal van, and I ditched the van doors and replaced it with this bump out. Some of the cool stuff, because it's a military truck, it has big ass spare tire here, but it's got a hydraulic lift that lowers it, because there's no way you're going to lift a 350-pound tire. In addition to that, the cab lifts up hydraulically. It's all push button inside here. So nice military features. It also comes with central tire inflation. So from the cab, you can hit a button for sand, for mud, for on-road, and it inflates and deflates the tires. So kind of super cool. The only things I kind of did on the cab in the front here that are changed from what it was stock, we put ladders in, put a rack up on top where I keep my, you can see the alley box on the roof. That's where I keep my cycling gear and whatnot. But largely what I'm trying to impress upon is it's kind of a stock military truck. Didn't change the drivetrain. It's got a Caterpillar engine, 7-speed automatic Allison transmission. Common stuff that you can get repaired just about anywhere. So here on the rear of the truck, I added underneath this bump out is a great spot to keep my Ktm Adventure bike. So I made this custom mount system for the motorcycle, and then above it, a lot of people ask me, what are these black bags? These are actually a company called Zeal Pro makes the bag, but these are where I keep my bicycles. Big cyclist. Usually I carry anywhere from 2 to 4 bikes. Right now I've got a mountain bike and my gravel bike up here, but that's kind of conveniently mounted up and out of the way. And then above that on the roof you can see there is a mount for my Hobie kayak. So as I mentioned, I kind of set this up as an RV. It's got shore power hookups up here. It's got water intakes. It's got a 85-gallon water tank that you can fill from here. These little bump outs on the side are fans that are in the bathroom and the shower. I have 2 awnings you can see up on the roof there. They're both powered, one on each side. What they do is actually provide shade for the windows, and it keeps the truck considerably warmer inside. Another pro about being a military truck, they think of everything kind of. All the fill-ups, like your antifreeze, your transmission fluid, your oil, are all right here. In fact, even the dipsticks are located externally. You can see this one. It's like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 feet long. So you could check all your fluids from outside without crawling underneath the truck. All right, Phil, let's hop inside the cab and take a look at that. All right, so inside the cab, when I got this truck, it was basically a metal box and no padding on the ceiling, no carpeting, seats that you couldn't really ride in for more than 10 minutes, no door padding, nothing. Totally gutted the cab, put in Shieldmon seats, which is probably the most expensive part of the build, honestly. Super comfortable. I put in air conditioning in the cab that it did not have. And then all of this switch gear and all of my, GPS and my backup camera, iPad, the center console, all of this stuff I added, music. And now you can actually drive this truck at, 60, 65 miles an hour down the highway and hear yourself think. It's probably the first truck I've had where I can actually listen to the radio and you know, while I'm driving. But upgraded the steering wheel, this looks nothing like it was when it was in the military. And then behind the seats, it's a pretty good sized cab for only being a 2-seater. I have a second Dometic refrigerator. My main one is inside the Habitat that we're going to look at, but this is a 55 liter Dometic refrigerator, and then I keep storage behind my seats for, you know, whatnot gear, my one wheels back there and stuff like that. But all of this, I put 5 inches of foam in the ceiling. This used to actually have a big gun turret. So it was actually a 3-seater. So the guy put his feet in the middle here, and the third seat was back here where the refrigerator was, and he could pop up and, you know, shoot through the ceiling. So kind of different interesting story. So I could put all my overhead lighting in, and then this thing I bought from somebody, because normally this isn't here. This has got more, you know, switches and stuff. Oh, I have another. This I didn't mention. There's a 3,000 watt Renogy inverter here, in addition to a 3,000 watt that I have in the Habitat. So I actually have 2 3,000 watt inverters. All right, so up here on the roof, and we have a beautiful view here, which is why I put a little patio up here. I could get 2 chairs and have a little bit of, you know, cheese and crackers. But behind me is the big power system. These are 12 100 watt Renogy solar panels. So there's 1,200 watts of solar. And then in the pods that are in front of you here, this pod here contains my house air conditioning for the Habitat. In the middle, I actually have 3 20-pound propane tanks on board. That powers the oven, the stovetop, the TEMBO TUSK, and my hot water system. And then I have a 2,200 watt Honda generator, which truthfully never really use because I've got so much solar. I just don't need the generator, but it's an additional backup. So you can get power from solar, you can get it from shore power, you can get it from driving the truck through the alternator, or you can get it from the Honda generator. And then in this pod right here is my 9 Battleborn lithium-ion batteries. So there are 900 amp hours of reserve power to go with the solar system. And then if you look sort of where you're sitting down here, Phil, we've got in the middle, that's my solo stove, and in the front there are my 4 Alu boxes that contain just, you know, storage bins on the roof of the cab. And then the chair, look at this feature. This pops right there under the solar panel so it doesn't blow away. You can sit down here, have your little cheese and crackers, enjoy the rooftop view. It's amazing. All right, let's go inside and see my permanent home on wheels. All right, as I mentioned on the roof, the solar, this is where the solar comes into. It's a Renogy 100 amp MPPT charge controller. And you can see right now we got super amount of sun here in Utah. I got full battery and everything is on. 2 fridges, lights, you know, fans, everything's going here. Next to it, this is the DC to DC charger. This charges when I'm driving, while I'm driving the truck, as does the solar. And above that, you can see I got a little weather station here, indoor-outdoor weather station. This is my house air conditioning right here. And then I've got my switches for my lighting controls. This is the radio system. I have internal and external speakers, so I can put sound on if we're sitting in camp outside too. Now, when I got this box was totally empty. It was an aluminum green like shell. So everything you see inside was basically built in about a 3-month period of time. And I've mentioned to other people, one of my goals on this build was to make it affordable and simple for me to put together. And in doing so, I used IKEA cabinetry. In fact, everything here that you see pretty much is from IKEA. All these cabinets, the double bowl sink, the faucet, even this fold-up table over here, all of that stuff is IKEA. And I wanted to kind of prove that you could do this affordably and not break the bank, you know, building out what I would consider to be a big overland rig. I have all the features that you would need inside a regular RV. We've got a range. This is a Domestic unit. It's got an oven, which actually is big enough, truthfully, to to facilitate and actually bake things and use. So that's nice. Above here, the cabinet, I've got a microwave oven. I'm American, what can I tell you? Got an overhead vent fan here for that. Everything, by the way, is fastened down. You can see none of this stuff actually moves. So when I drive and I roll into camp, there's like virtually no setup involved. My Nespresso machine for coffee is bolted down. I've got a toaster. And then these cabinets, open up. I got food storage and, plateware and silverware and all that kind of stuff up above. Underneath, this is my dual zone Domestic. So I got a fridge freezer, fully loaded full of food here and everything. I can keep quite a bit of food on board, having the second refrigerator there in the cab, because I keep most of my drinking things, beer and iced tea and all that stuff in the other fridge. So that's kind of the kitchen here. And then my work spot over on this side, this folds down here. This is my I have a full 27-inch iMac computer that I work on, and truthfully most of the time I kind of eat dinner on this. But it's what I liked about it. In my old build, when I had my old trailer, I had to set up the computer every time. In this truck, I can roll in and it's already pre-set up. I don't have to do anything. I rarely use this, but it is here. I can lift this up, have a kitchen table, so if I want to have dinner in here, we can do that. Sometimes I do work on it with my laptop. And then, being that it's a small space, remember it's only 135 square feet, everything has to have storage, right? So I have my stools, and they even open up, and you got all sorts of junk that's loaded inside them. So I kind of utilized every little square inch of storage. I put the fasteners on all these drawers here. Didn't come like that, but so I got just different stuff in all these drawers for storage. Over here, I kind of wanted all my remote controls handy. So these are like remote controls for the Max Air vent fan, for the outdoor awnings, all that. Even, by the way, I forgot to mention, this lamp here is IKEA. Everybody calls it the Star Wars lamp because it opens up. It looks like Death Star. That I finally determined after about 6 months on the road, it kept unspinning itself and falling off. So I now have a quick disconnect system. So when I pull out of camp here, I go click, click on the electric, it unclips off, and I store it actually in my pillows in the bed. So I can transport and not have to worry about it flying all over the place. I got a TV in here. People ask, is there anything that you would do different about the build? I probably wouldn't put a TV. I think I've used the thing twice. I just don't watch TV much. And if I watch YouTube or whatever, I can do it on the computer. So anyways, this is my kitchen, I guess. And we can move back that direction. So here in the rear of the truck, I think I mentioned already, I added the 5-foot bump out. That's my bed section, so I call that my bedroom. I installed those windows, the Max Air vent fan overhead, put in. So I get a really nice breeze coming through my bed area. And then as you pull back out of that area, you'll see on the right side, over here, it's going to be a little tight on the camera, I think. But I was really adamant about having a real shower on board. So this is a 36 by 36 inch shower pan, full glass door, rain head shower. I've calculated it out. It uses about 1 gallon a minute. So if I take a 6-minute shower, it's about a 6-gallon thing with an 85-gallon water tank. So I really wanted a real shower on board. That was important to me. Across from the shower is a wardrobe. You can kind of open it. It's probably a mess inside, but I've got hanging clothes on the top, and then drawers underneath, and then on the bottom is shoe storage and whatnot. And going back to use of space, even under the bed, it's kind of full of stuff. This is where I keep my vacuum cleaner, my dirty laundry, extra toilet paper and paper towels and all that stuff. So it's kind of nicely located underneath the bed section. It's all light, so it doesn't matter. It's at the back of the truck. And then next to the shower, if I open up this door here, if you go in there, that is the bathroom where the toilet and the sink, which by the way, the sink and all that is also IKEA, is located. It's a cassette toilet, holds about 7 gallons, and you can dump it in any kind of waste area or regular toilet. People ask, one of the things, propane is the heating system on board. I have a marine propane heater. The control unit is up here. It's a digital thermostat. Above that, I kind of did everything an RV would. So it's got proper propane gas detectors. It's got smoke detectors and CO2 detectors. This is my panel for control for the whole electronic system. So I can look at that right now. It says 13.31 volts. Perfect. You know, we've got full sun going on right now, and as you can see, all the lights, everything's going. I've got sort of almost unlimited power. So anyways, that's kind of the electronics component of inside here. And I kind of wanted it a little bit exposed so I can see all the stuff and I can get to it, even though it's, you know, maybe not the most glamorous thing in the world. One of the things I didn't mention is because I'm obviously traveling around in different environments all the time, I wanted to use no really wood-based products. So everything is like vinyl or plastic. Like you can see the ceiling, the vinyl planking on the floor. Even these walls, the shiplap is, this is actually plastic, although it looks kind of like wood. But that's like regular stuff you get from Lowe's and Home Depot. So what you're looking at here is my last orange big rig Overland truck. This is my Mercedes Unimog, and I custom built this Overland Expedition trailer on a old military Humvee platform. And then I lived in that for a year. And underneath here, this is the Land Rover, my 1965 Series 2A that I went across Africa in, and I still own. So the best feature about my entire Overland rig isn't the rig itself, it's this, my 2021 Ktm Adventure 390. Without this, I don't know what I would do. To be honest, I explore everywhere on this bike. You know, if I wasn't so spoiled with wanting a shower and like proper facilities, I'd probably overland on this. Because, you know, I spent 5 months in Baja going everywhere on this thing. I love it. So this is my 1994 Stewart Stevenson. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick tour. Be sure to follow me at Drive the Globe on all social medias, and follow Phil as well on Waypoint Overland.